Hello everybody, how's everyone day? Ame Gakita. Alright, today I'm gonna talk about one topic and one of my theory that I have for this game after watching so many videos, after watching so many online theory here, there, everywhere. I'm gonna put out one theory for everyone to say, and that is drumroll! That hurt my hand way more than the backlash. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, my belief that William Afton in FNAF Freddy is basically what I'm gonna put out the theory is his first costume might not be Bonnie. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the picture, you saw the title. Why am I putting a red nose on him? Well, basically what I'm saying is that I believe that his first costume as the whole situation before he started being known as William Afton, before the all the FNAF Freddy start happening, I believe his first costume might be a clown. I mean, like, why would be a clown? Like, where the hell the clown come from? Like, what the hell? I'm gonna stamp that in the dislike button, bam, 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 and then go and type in the comments and say, oh, that race, oh, rubbish. Hold your horses. Because although there is no horses in this game, but we can go along and just go about and see how everything, all the evidence and all the story that I'm going to place out and all the theory that I'm going to let you guys know. So just sit down, get some popcorn, because at the same time, sit down in a nice comfy way, because my voice might end up getting you sleeping throughout the whole session for some reason, somehow, somewhere. But let's just enjoy the moment of why I think that William Afton might be a clown. And literally a clown. Okay, if we're gonna use like the whole story, I have seen a lot of video from Game Theory, John FNAF and others, and I'm gonna use 3 videos in this theory to justify why I'm thinking that William Afton's first costume might actually be a clown. It all started when MadPat decided to put out a video, which I know a lot of people love and make fun and go along with, like, of a dancing bear. And I wasn't the only one who said that, alright?
Bear perform on stage. Normally, you only got to see dancing bears at large traveling circuses like Barnum and Bailey, where the tickets would go for about $1. That's $1 without food. But this was a smaller show. Like
so basically, if we actually use this, that a dancing bear and a circuit as the one thing, and we know that very well that recently people have been realizing that circuit have been a theme in FNAF Freddy, most associated to Circuit Baby Entertainment and Rental, or maybe Circuit Baby Pizza World somehow. Like this one seems to like, oh, because it's Circuit, it should be something near that is linking to Circuit Baby, which means Elizabeth might be have a comeback, or the baby electronic, or maybe other fun time or whatever that is gonna be a thing. So my theory for this, like, why is William considered the clown? Like, where does, like, he basically created Afton robotic, and like, why would he become a clown? Well, the thing is, right, my theory for that was that before this whole story come about, I believe that he might be a clown in the past. Like, I'm not saying like it might be a clown before or after, but I believe that basically what I'm saying is that before he start everything as his first business might be actually a circus, and that is when everything start coming around for him. So in case anyone is not aware, is that we know very well that circus is a thing, and if we actually use a real life situation, like if anyone go and search out on circus, it's actually a thing of the past. Not saying that there is none at the moment, it's just that because of the animal abuse that is considered a bad thing, so that is the reason why you don't see them around more. But it doesn't mean they don't exist. It existed and was very popular in the early 60s, like 40s, 60s, 70s. So it's something along that is in line with the whole timeline. And if we actually use that, William Afton actually do come across the dancing circuit as what MadPat said in his video, it actually stand that William might be influenced by such a thing, and that he decided to either join a a circus as one of the crowd, because if you actually join a circus, you have to be a performance, and that in order to be part of the performance, you have to go along with something along the line. And clown, in case anyone are not aware, is one of the most popular thing. It's well known is in most circus, and you always see most of the time a clown or two who is doing around stupid thing around. So I'm not saying that there is no chance of him doing that, but where does the murder come about? I believe that the murder, in case anyone are wondering, if we are using a real life situation of a murder clown, which is also well known for John Wayne Gacy, who is also known as the killer clown, if we actually use this thing, that there is a few similarity between John Wayne Gacy and William Afton. And where does that come from? So basically, if you actually use him, that he himself loves to cosplay as a clown, who is one of the Poco the Clown, and that he used the money earned for to allow him to do some acting and also because he loved to take note devising his own makeup and costume. Meaning take note this one thing, that he himself come up with the costume and come up with his own makeup. And another thing is that he is also known as the manager of a KSC. Wow, I had no idea. I wasn't aware of such a thing when I was like, whoa. The one thing, so where does that come from? It's like, dude, he's a serial murderer. How can he be a clown? He's just basically using a clown as a disguise to. Yes, what you guys need to understand is that as a serial murderer, like there is so many trends in serial murdering, and we'll go into that in a while. But the thing is, right, serial murder have one thing in common, is that they have a facade. A facade where they actually go about and saying along the line of like, oh, they have to cover their base. What does that mean? Well, if we actually use serial murder trend, because I had, in case anyone are wondering, I actually tried looking up like the common trend of serial murder, and not all of them give me a common trend, but there is a few trends that I will talk about them in a while. But the one thing is that they do have a few interesting points, and that is that they work as a normal person where no people will notice who they are. Meaning to say that they have a normal job, just like how John Wayne Gacy have been working as a KSC manager, or in other words, in the politics for some reason, or maybe as a clown. William Afton had worked in different stuff just similar to John Wayne Gacy, and that he had worked as a security guard, wearing the Bonnie suit, and as well as being a co-founder of the franchise. So it's like he's also the owner of Afton Robotic LLC. So the thing is, right, he had worked so many things to the point that you'll be wondering like, how is he able to balance everything? It is very likely that it's not that he's balancing every job on or skill. It's that I believe that before all these things happened, he had worked in the circuit or the circus. Just sorry for my pronunciation. But the thing is, right, if he does work in the circus, it is tend to understand that he may have idea on what kind of thing that he want to do, and that when he's and that it's also possible that before the circle baby thing come into play, it might be that he got his inspiration, everything like the like a lot of people will be wondering why Barola, or why Funtime Freddy, why Funtime Foxy, why Circle Baby. It's like all is but the thing is, like, if you actually go and search it up, it is not wrong to see such a thing in a circus. Like you can see lion, you can see an elephant, you can see tiger, you can see any animal. And one of the things is that, like what MadPat has said in his own video, is a dancing bear. Like he had thought about a dancing bear for somehow, and that it's really not that far, because you can do, if you actually search out, there is like a bear riding a bicycle. So the question would be like, some people are like, what burrow ah? Well, the thing is that what you guys might need to be aware that in a circuit, the animal or the bear or whatever, they don't perform on themselves. They need to have a performance. Just like how Baby and Barola is a performer in the circuit, it's tend to show that they are the people who is going to perform next to the animals. All animals always have someone with them, which tend to come from why when we look at this like the electronic of them, it's like why Funtime Freddy, why Barola, why circuit. It's like they actually represent an animal in a circuit, just like how like Freddy is a bear, how Bonnie is a rabbit. In case anyone asks me about why rabbit, well, rabbit in the head, magician. So, and Foxy, yes, there is actually Fox in as a small animal to do something along the line that of performance. Although it is currently, I think most people actually notice that animals like cats and dog have been part of the show, and you do see them. It is not wrong to actually take it that Fox might be actually part of the small animals, and that rabbit and Fox is maybe part of the performance in that situation. So Fox, bear, and whatsoever, it might be that they are the first 10. And the thing is, right, does that mean that, I mean, if you're going to go around that Circuit might be the first team, is it that Circuit Baby or is before all everything? Isn't that gonna put up all the story wrong? Well, not entirely. I believe that Circuit Baby might be existing during the same period as when the fun time the diner is out. So like when Freddy, because they call it the sister location. Sister location, if anyone would search it up, is that mean that sister is part of a whole family group. A sister group is basically, there is a main branch which is basically the Freddy Fazbear, and then there is the sister, which is like maybe if in the sub, it's like the main and the sub. So the sub is called the sister, which is the reason why it's called the sister location. So if you're actually gonna take that Circuit Baby is created after Fazbear, it's tend to say that the Circuit team might be actually existed long before the whole situation. The reason why I would come up with such a theory is that if Circuit come before, it may stand to understand why in latest video, like many people have like wondering why is Jester part, like Sun and Moon is part of the package. Like why do you find costume like out of nowhere there is costume in the basement? Like where did the costume come from? If you actually look carefully at the costume, I don't think those costumes stay I don't think they place the costume there for no reason. I believe those costumes, the lion, like the animal, like all those represent an animal. I believe those are the same costume that William Afton wear in. So if we go by that logic, it might be stand to say that it might be true that William Afton might be actually the first person to wear a crown or maybe a costume, and this might be the very first prototype for the whole spring lock in the whole situation, like the whole spring lock. And I mean, like, that's how I think. I will come up with more theory in later timing, but I think that's it for now. I feel like at least enough to let you guys digest. Like, is it really true? Well, I'm not quite sure myself, but I'm thinking that along the line that if all this situation where costume and Circuit is a team, I believe that the theory is that it's not. It is very likely that William Afton might actually be had worked in the Circuit, wear as a crown, and that also give him the inspiration of wearing a costume. I mean, like, if not, why would they actually consider going along the line of creating a springlock costume and wear it? Like, they can just put electronic an animatronic inside and let it do all the dancing. Why do you have a person in it risking their life if there's liquid drop on it? It's like, why would you want to risk your employee life? That is like putting like the cart before the horse. I mean, like, that is just basically telling everyone like, oh, these are very dangerous, so if you wear it, you're gonna die. But at the same time, you're gonna get all the young children very happy. So it's like, why can't they just wear a costume instead? So I'm gonna assume that the costume idea actually comes from William Afton, that if you put the electronic inside, you can let it be a dancing on its own automatically, or if put it on a human, they can do it manually. But that is kind of like a very questionable thing. But at the same time, if in the case that William Afton want to start doing murdering with the costume, it can to stand that his so-called genius is that, oh, the robot is doing the killing, not him. It's basically covering up his base. It's kind of weird, because the thing is, like, we actually go along the line of like one of the thing that, like I mentioned, is the common trend of a murderer, one of the things that if you guys need to understand that a few trends that that I decided to put out, and I kind of like go along the line. Oh, sorry, wrong picture. Where was it again? Oh yes. Yes. These are a few things that I kind of appreciate. Like the lack of empathy that we know about him. The few things that the most common thing is that not just violent, not just lack of empathy, but the thing is right, manipulation and lying, as well as fantasy, obsession, and impulsive. If you actually use number 1 and number 3 as the main base for what William Afton is about, it's very likely that William Afton had lied to Henry, the co-founder of Freshbet, into thinking that, oh, we can use the spring lock suit as a normal suit, and that I believe that is in his fantasy to actually get surrounded by children. Probably because what I'm thinking is that he might have a very poor performance back in his circuit when he was working as a clown, and that it actually gave him maybe some sort of anger against children, which is the reason why he got around decided to just kill whatever children. Like I think that the obsession started from working as a circuit, and that is the reason why that it might start out. Because if you actually look at the sun and the moon, a happy face and a sad face, which is something along people going along like happy and sad. But I think that just like how sun and moon represent a happy and a sad of William Afton, some people will be, I know some people are like, oh, that means that one side is Charlie and one side is William. But what I believe in another situation that it might be also representing William Afton, because it is not just because it's based on minute, but I believe in the situation that it is also possible that it is representing that William Afton is putting up a happy face just to hide his sad face. Which is the reason why sun and moon. If you look at sun and moon, sun is very kind in the morning, which means that William Afton might be very kind when he's working. But when it comes to nighttime, that is where his murders start appearing. So Jester represent which might be representing William Afton himself, and that this is something we should look. I believe that maybe theory should consider as a possibility, and maybe I don't know. With that being said, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe. If you don't like it, don't press the dislike button. I know, just go and write in the comment section why you think all these things is a rubbish, and we'll talk again maybe at the next video or live stream. With that being said, have a good day or night. Bye.